morning, YouTube. Tim with Outdoors4Adventure. If you're not subscribed to our channel, we'd appreciate it if you would consider helping support our channel by going down there and hitting the subscribe button and giving us a thumbs up on the videos y'all watch. Be sure to comment in the comments below. It's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing. This morning, we're going to have a little couch time. I haven't done a video from the couch in a while. But I want to talk about safety when you're out on the trail, or for that matter, when you're out driving through the forest. Anything can happen, and we've been lucky, for years. Nothing's really ever happened to us. There was one time, I think the worst thing that happened, we slit 3 tires at the same time when we was up in Ouachita Mountains, and I've talked about this before, but it all worked out. There was a gentleman that lived on the outer edge of the Ouachita forest, and he helped us get our tires fixed good enough between some plugs and the spare that it got us home, and of course I bought new tires. But anyway, I went ahead, and my wife's been after me for a long time to do this, but I went ahead and ordered an Inreach. And I looked at the smaller Inreach, and it really would have worked for what I need, because the Inreach, in my opinion, is basically a communications device, and for communicating when there's an emergency, to let the wife know that we're okay when I'm out in the woods by ourselves, and that kind of stuff. The one I ordered, I did go ahead and get one that has the topo maps and the GPS tracking capability, and I've got my reasons to go ahead and spend extra money on that particular one. I think it was the Inreach Explorer Plus, and a little over $400, so they're not cheap. And I hope y'all excuse my birds. When they hear me talking, they'll probably start getting louder. But I don't have the Inreach here with me right now, but I have researched them before I ordered. And I normally try to keep my channel positive, but I do want to talk about one instance that happened to me, and with my wife telling me I needed to get one. In fact, she was going to just go ahead and get it herself, but I decided just to go ahead and do it. But not long ago, or this past winter, I was out back, probably about 50 feet from my back door, and I was working on my Nissan Titan. See, what was I think I was installing my Bilstein shocks. I'm pretty sure that's what I was doing. And it wasn't a hard job, but I was having to do a little bit of grunting and straining to do a few things. And to make a long story short, I ended up hurting myself. And I'm not going to go into details as to what happened, but I couldn't get up on my feet. And like I said, I was just a little ways from my back door, and I couldn't get up, and it was also raining, so that made it worse. But I couldn't get on my feet to make it to the house. And I didn't have my cell phone with me, which I wouldn't have called anybody anyway, because I could still crawl. So I managed to crawl into the house, and I did what I needed to do to get myself, okay. And I just took it easy till the wife got home that evening. But there's so much that can happen, and it really doesn't matter if you're out in the middle of the woods, or if you're in your vehicle driving, or especially out in areas like we drive, there's no cell service, so cell phones are no good. But you could be close to your vehicle or your tent, or you don't have to be out in the middle of nowhere on the trail for something to happen and you need help. And even though your vehicle might just be right there, you might not get to your vehicle. And thinking about that incident that happened to me, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get one because we're getting into the forest more and more, and we're going deeper and deeper into the woods on some of our hikes, and we'll be continuing that rate as we go with our channel. So I went ahead and I got the Inreach ordered, and like I said, got the one with the GPS tracking and stuff on there. And but we're not new to GPS. And the reason I'm saying that I wouldn't buy this Inreach just for the GPS tracking part of it, because some stuff I've seen said that the mapping isn't all that. When we started into using GPSs, this is our second GPS we got, and we had E-Trex before this one. And when we got these, we were doing geocaching, and we don't do a whole lot of geocaching anymore, but every now and then, if we're close to one, we'll go check it out. And this is an old GPS unit itself. Let's see, this one was a GPS map 76CSX, and it's got decent mapping. I mean, it'll track, it'll do everything you need to do. You can set waypoints. So we've got a GPS, but I don't even use this anymore. You know, we have smartphones nowadays, and what I did is I went to Backcountry, I believe it's XE, and bought a year subscription. It costs $30. Download your maps to your cell phone, and then your cell phone works like a GPS unit. It works like one of these. It runs off GPS. You don't have to have cell service. And I've used the Backcountry XE three times so far, and it has not failed me. I've downloaded the maps. I also paid a little extra. I forgot what it was. It wasn't much. And I went ahead and bought the United States forest maps for the areas I go to, like up around the Ouachita Mountains or the Ouachita National Forest. I bought the mapping that they have for that, and I've got those maps have most of the little back roads, the creeks, the streams, the lay of the land. So, you know, it's all on my cell phone, and it's been working great. Our last camping trip, I used the tracking feature on the Backcountry XE, and you know, it was showing exactly where we were going, you know, on the trail, the direction. You could just look down and well, there we are, and you know, you knew exactly where you was at, and then you could, you know, record that. You could backtrack. But anyway, it worked great. So you don't have to even buy a GPS nowadays. You can get online, and you can use the Backcountry XE. It's, you know, pretty reasonable. I've got that other one everybody uses. Right now, I can't even think the name of it. But you can put different layers on that one too, and it does everything. And it might do a little bit more than Backcountry XE. I don't know for sure. I didn't buy the subscription for that one. I used the free version, and you have to learn a lot on how to use all the stuff that's on that one. And once you figure that out, it's not bad. But I really like the Backcountry XE for what I do. It works fine. It's pretty simple to use. And like I said, I've used it 3 times. And as long as my phone's getting GPS readings, which so far it has, I haven't noticed it losing GPS. And it's been working. And when you're driving around those forest roads in that area, there's no cell signal. So if you've got your stuff on your phone and you're trying to use your cell towers, and good luck with that. Now Google itself, Google Mapping, you can go in there and you can download areas that you're going to be traveling and have your maps offline, and it's going to work the same way. And that's just, on Google Maps. And most cell phones, well, all cell phones, smartphones, you can use that. So that's another idea. But the Inreach, the spending $400, I wasn't spending that $400 for the mapping features of this phone. Although I will use it. And one of the features, if you're off in the woods or you're traveling in the forest, you're hiking a trail, you can use the tracking on there, and you can actually share your trip with friends that you invite to, like on your Facebook or whatever. You can invite them and they can follow you on your journey. And that's something that I might do on some of our longer overlanding trips when we start doing more of that. So, that's an option with this particular GPS. And I don't know if I can use backcountry like that or not. I might could record my tracking and show it after the trip, but I haven't really investigated that part of it. And I don't need to, because I'll have the Inreach for that. But with the Inreach, the reason I wanted it, like Lark said, is for the SOS, emergency situations. I want to be able to, when I'm on my trips by myself, or I should say me and Remington, and Ashley has to stay home because of things where she can't go with me. She worries about me when I'm out, and I don't want her to have to worry, so I can get on this Inreach, and I can have preset messages. It can say like, everything's okay. I can tell her good night. I can, whatever I want the preset message to say, I can type it all in there and save it. I think you get three of them you can do. And even for the cheapest plan, I think it's $11 a month. Maybe one cheaper, I'd have to look. With the plans on the Inreach, you have different groups. And I think the biggest part of that is on your text messages that you can send from your Inreach. The more you pay, the more of those you get to do, and there's just little other options. The more you pay, you get different stuff. But I haven't looked at all the plans. I'm figuring I'm going to go with the second one up. I think it's $11 a month, and with all the plans, you get unlimited preset messages that you can send out. You can pre-record 3 messages, whether it's I'm safe or whatever, and you can send those unlimited amount of times. As far as text messages, you're allowed so many, depending on the plan you have, a month to send out. And I don't need a whole lot. 3 of those pre-recorded messages, my main goal is to let her know I'm safe in the morning and let her know I'm safe at night. And if I need her to find me, something like that extent on those 3, that way, if I need help, but I don't want to hit that SOS, I can do that. And of course, the messaging capability is there, even if you're not paying the higher price for, say, X amount of messages. If you've already sent your text and something happens and you need to send another text, you can still send another text, but you're going to get charged an overage. But if you need to send one, you need to send one, so it's no big deal. But the messaging back and forth is the whole reason I decided to go ahead and get one. And I think for the extra $100, I think it was an extra $100. I don't remember. I just looked at all this pricing, and I'm not really here to talk about the money part of it. But for the extra $100, you can get a better unit. You can get the GPS tracking. You can get, GPS maps. The topo maps are loaded on there already. So, I felt like I'd just go ahead and pay the money, be done with it, and have everything in the one unit. That way, if something does happen to my phone mapping, or if I don't have one of these, I have that, with me, and I'll have that with me all the time. So even though I may not be using the mapping all the time, if I need it, it's there. And to me, knowing that I can get a hold of somebody when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, that's worth the money that we spent on it. Now, I do know with the GPS service, you have to be in clear line. You have to be able to get satellite signal. So there's going to be places that even an Inreach isn't going to save you. You're going to have to somehow hope you can manage to get somewhere to where you can get satellite signal so you can get your message sent. But, that's better than trying to get cell signal in a place you may have to go for miles to get cell signal. So anyway, that's why I decided to go ahead and order the Inreach. It'll be here soon. And like I said, I am planning some longer trips. And on the longer trips, Ashley, is not going to be able to go with me on all of them. So I'll have that to be able to communicate with her. And that'll make her feel more comfortable about the situation, and as well as me. And so I think the Inreach is going to be worth it. Now, we're kind of hanging at home today. I'm waiting for my plugs, my DC 12 volt plugs, UBS, my cigarette lighter plugs come in so I can order them to my fuse box. I have my fuse box wired up, so when those come in, I just got to hook them up and they're ready to go. The little fuse box is nice. I really like it. And once I get all that stuff wired up, I'll show it to you. I did show you the fuse box on my last solar panel video. It was at the end, and I might have thrown some people off because after I talked about the solar panels, I kind of was ending the video. And then I noticed that the mailman had brought the fuse box. So I went ahead and I unboxed it and did a video, just kept the video going. So if you missed that, you might want to go back and go ahead and go toward the end of that video. And the last few minutes of that video is about that fuse box. But it's a pretty cool fuse box. So like I said, I've got that wired up. I'm waiting on some stuff to come in, and then I'll wire that up. And while we're doing some couch talk, I told you in that last video, we thought we was going to go to Lowe's, and it was so crazy in there this last weekend that we didn't even go. And I was wanting to get some tomato plants. And I still may get some tomato plants later on. But I did get on Amazon, and I went ahead and ordered some seeds. I found a variety pack of vegetable seeds that I ordered. It's supposed to be non-GMO. And I also went ahead and ordered a variety pack of flowers. And they should both get here this week sometime. So I'm going to go ahead and try to start some stuff from seed, even though it's getting kind of late for us here. I should already have the tomatoes in the ground. But anyway, I'm going to try the seed. And then once things, I'm hoping, kind of calm down, I'm going to run up to the store and pick up some tomato plants and plant them. And that way we'll go ahead and start getting some tomatoes and stuff. I try every year to plant at least some tomatoes. I might plant some squash and stuff like that. But this year I was actually planning on planting a lot more stuff. And then this coronavirus come up, and honestly, I just haven't wanted to go to any stores. I'm not in a state of depression or anything like that. Our lives are great and everything's going fine. I've never been the type of person that likes to shop, and so that part really hasn't bothered me. But it seems like right now, since everybody's had to stay at home and now they can kind of a little more freedom, it seems like everybody's winning. Kind of like we was going to. But we decided we wasn't going to deal with it, and hopefully things calm down a little bit, and then we'll start going getting some stuff. But anyway, I'm dragging this video out. I need to get off here. I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about the Inreach. When it gets here, I'll do an unboxing. and show that to you. And as we use it, as we go, you'll be seeing the Inreach in different videos. I'm also supposed to be having an item sent to me to do a review on. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure about all this right now. We'll see when it gets here. So if it gets here, I'll be doing a review on that. And the way it's supposed to work is I'm supposed to be able to give an item away, and I just have to get the address to whoever wins, and I have to give the address to this company, and then they'll ship it to the winner. So that's of course going to be totally up to you as a viewer whether you want to get in on that or not. But I'll let you know more about that when and if that product gets here. Some of these companies that do this kind of stuff, you just never know. But we'll find out about this one when it gets here. You notice I'm not mentioning any names or anything. We'll find out about it when it gets here. But anyway, y'all have a great week. And if something else comes up, maybe when I get my plugs and stuff and I get that box hooked up, I'll go ahead and do a video and get that out there to y'all. For now, we're going to call it a video, and I'm going to go outside and enjoy some sunshine. I hope y'all can do the same. Have a great day. Bye.